Now, I personally believe that dying in The Sims 4 is not as exciting, but today is going to be a very fun day because we're about to get the brand new expansion pack trailer for Life and Death, and this is probably going to enhance the way your Sims die, but also enhance the way your Sims live day to day. But let's go ahead and watch the trailer so we don't miss anything good. Here we go. Oh. Is that a chicken? That's a raven! Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Tarot card reading. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, death. Oh. 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 Oh, wait. Wait, that's so sad. Oh. Who gets the money? It's like, no one gets the money. It's the dog. Oh, all the photos. Oh? Oh, the bucket list. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Reconnect with family. Oh. Is that a new dance? The Grim Reaper career. Oh. 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 What in the actual? Scandalous. Oh, that was your dad. Oh. Oh, this is what I need. Oh. Embrace what's next. What the what?
Strange. Thought he'd stay and master his ghostly powers.
Oh?
He did complete his unfinished business, though.
Oh?
Oh, well, back to work.
Oh?
Who's next?
Oh? So there's a lot to unpack here in this trailer. New world, new hairs, new outfits, new career, new death, new dances, I suppose. But also too, this EP has so much to offer, especially if you're a family game player or you love storytelling, or you just like having new stuff in your game to like play around with, whether it's build and buy, cast, or just general randomness that will happen in your game. But we're gonna go frame by frame as per usual, because something about this, I really want to look a little bit more in depth where it's all slowed down, and so that way we can really see what we're actually getting. So in the first frame, we are met with a bunch of different Sims with a lot of different outfits and also the brand new world in the background. I can definitely tell there's a lot of new variety of hairs and outfits for the kids, adults, elders, young adults, and I think also toddlers and maybe infants. But if not, I still like the fact that there are a variety of outfits that make everyone's style very unique in their own special way. Now, there's a new hair here, a new hair here. I think that's new facial hair. We have a hair for the child over here, same over here for this adult. They have the same hairstyle, I can definitely tell. And then this hair over here on that child, there's a hair over here. And I think on this sim, that might be a base game hair, I presume, because I've seen it before, but I'm not entirely for sure. But I really love this top and I love these pants, and these are base game leggings, but I love this outfit on this elder. Something about me and elders, I feel like elders don't really get a lot of unique things, whether it's gameplay, cast, build and buy, whatever it might be, there's not enough for them. So I feel like in a way that this pack is geared towards elders, but in a different way. Because I saw in the trailer that the sim is actually going to be dying in their sleep, which is actually really crazy. And I don't really know if I'm going to be using that death a lot because that's very traumatic in so many different ways. But I want to experiment with it and see what it actually is like and what could happen if that does occur. It seems like it's going to be a very semi-open world as we usually get in The Sims 4. And I'm assuming that it's probably going to be a lot of different lot types, and it's going to be like an underworld, a main world, and then like a Grim Reaper world where you go to work with the Grim Reaper. So 3 different parts, but all 3 different styles. So this is like the normalcy part of the world. I see a few of ghosties that I remember seeing from the Paranormal Expansion pack. So I wonder if this is going to be a little bit different for the ghosts that we'll get here. Now, this is another interesting thing because we have a raven in The Sims 4 and the sim is interacting with said raven. But the thing is though, a new death, a second death, death by raven, where they can attack you and unalive you. Certain sims might be very playful about it, certain sims might be scared about it. But the fact that this sim got attacked by a raven and then unalived is crazy. So we're gonna have to do some experimenting with that. We as simmers love 2 things: new woohoo spot and a new death. We have 2 of them: death by, sleeping and death by raven. So this is gonna be a very, very fun way to try the Black Widow challenge again, but also try to find new ways to unalive your baby daddies if you're doing the 100 baby challenge. Now, I find the sim very unique, one, because of their hair and also their outfit, but the tarot card is so unique. I don't know anything about it. I've never done it. I've never had a tarot card reading myself, but I know my friend Claire Witch Baby does it every once in a while on her streams, and I think it's so unique that we actually have it in the game itself. So I'm wondering if it's a career or just a general activity that a sim can do every once in a while, or this is an actual NPC sim that does it for a living that you can talk to and interact to, and they kind of predict your future or whatever it might be. So this is really cool, and I do hope one day, it'll probably never happen, but a dream of having the Sims team make merch of tarot cards and sell them on their merch store, because that would be really cool. I would snag them up like a piece of candy because this is beautiful. But I like the fact that you can get your reading done and see what happens. And I'm assuming that the sim got a reading of "you're gonna die soon" or like "death, beware, get all your ducks in a row." Kind of spooky and a little bit concerning that the sim is like a little bit upset about the idea that their father's going to die soon. I still also find it very interesting that all the children are all in the same room as their father is sleeping, but they find out that he died in his sleep, which I find very scary and traumatic, and I've had dreams like that, and I don't know if I'm going to use this new death a lot, but I'm thinking it's only elder specific because it only seems like it's going to happen to elders because it's their last life of their life stage. But I'm really curious on how it works, what it happens after the fact, and what can you do to kind of prevent it, if that makes sense. And also, can you turn it off in your gameplay settings, just in case if people don't want to use it or just don't want to see it at all. But looking in the background, I see a lot of different things that I want to point out. Of course, new wallpaper. I think that's a poster, a brand new window. I think that's also a brand new object for decor, brand new chair. I think that's a brand new desk over there. If we go back a little bit, we see a brand new fireplace, brand new window, brand new lamp, brand new bed, of course. I think that's a new rug that we're gonna get as well. And I don't know what this is, but I think that's a part of the bed. But yeah, everyone is so sad. The fact that their father passed away in his sleep, it's so upsetting. Is that a new book? It looks like we're gonna get a brand new skill in this new expansion pack, and so henceforth the book is on the side table. But I could also be wrong, where it could just be a general like book where you can read about a different story, mainly about the Grim Reaper and maybe about Olive Spectre. I would hope that they kind of incorporate or tell some type of story about Olive Spectre, because Olive Spectre, she is crazy. If you know the Sims 2 lore, she had a baby with the Grim Reaper, nervous subject was the child, got sent away. Olive Spectre's house has all these graves in her backyard that are all of her past husbands. She's spooky, crazy, and quirky, but we love her either way and kind of turn our head and pretend that we did not see anyone unalive in her house. But as we move forward throughout the trailer, we see a little bit more of the world. We see more detail of the different build and buy objects that we're going to get. We have new windows, one here, one there, a brand new light that might be base game, but it's so far away I cannot tell. We also have new roof patterns and roof decals. Something that I really am very excited about is this right here, a hole in the roof. Abandoned builds are my favorite thing to build in The Sims 4 as of right now, because I'm watching The Walking Dead and The Last of Us, that I want to build another abandoned build, but having a hole in the ceiling. It's also like thinking that your Sim's house is like a work in progress, or it got struck by lightning, or it's just an abandoned house that needs a bit of fixer-upper. But over here we have a bunch of caskets where your Sims can probably go and purchase a casket for their loved one to put them in the ground, or possibly put them somewhere else, like in a crypt or a mausoleum, just because certain Sims might be so rich that they don't want their Sim loved ones to be put with other people. Like, for example, the land grabs, I feel they would put in a crypt, a family mausoleum, where they're all buried there and no one else is but them. Johnny Zest probably will not be invited because his last name is not Landgrab and he's basically disowned at this point. But the idea is there, but I like the fact that there are caskets here, but I do wonder how many variety of caskets there are in this pack and what you can do with them based off of the interactions. Oh, we also have this mountain with the Sim's face on it. I do also wonder if there's a story behind this mountain over here. Oh, this is pretty. Pretty, but also morbid at the same time. Sim is buried over here. It's a closed casket. We have a little vase up here, a nice little shelving unit, a new bookcase, a new toy chest probably, a new clock that might be base game, but it looks new. Yeah, that's a new clock. We have a new painting, new book decor. I think that's an end table. New chairs and table, new plants, new like podium where you can like speak about the memorial, a new rug, a very interesting shape of a rug that I cannot remember. I think it's a hexagon shaped rug, which I think is very nice. We also have a new Grim Reaper poster, another version of the fireplace, a photo of the Sim that passed away, and also a little pedestal over here. A bunch of different like objects that you can like put on to show like saying, we remember you, we love you, you'll always be missed, but here are some of your favorite things that we wanted to give you in the afterlife. But as we move forward, we have different scenarios of where your Sim can be placed, more of the same stuff, photos, and I think that's a grave that will go into the ground most likely. That is not a confetti cannon. I assume that is not a confetti cannon, because why would you have a confetti cannon at a funeral? That's morbid. But then again, me, knowing me, I would love to have the Sims 2 soundtrack at my funeral, just because lighthearted, more funnier, and I feel like Sims 2 is my favorite game. Henceforth, Sims 2 soundtrack playing as I go into the ground. But either way, I still like the idea of like having an outdoor setting or an indoor setting. I also assume this is probably a new roof texture. We have new columns, but I know that we got glass roofs in the game, but this looks a little bit more dirtier. And so I assume this is like a new roof type that we're getting. Oh, we also have another indoor one too. Ooh, with all the other chairs, an ottoman. I think that's a brand new bar back. Another one of the new posters, another painting, a vase, another one of the posters over here, another color of the fireplace and door and flowers and chest. This is really cool. I like how everything is so different. I really, really do like this a lot. I'm 100% for sure this is probably going to be my most favorite pack and most used pack, because I love family gameplay and I want to experience birth and also death at the same time, just to see how it all works in the beginning and end. I like all of this. I have a little new casket. You can light the candle. You can console with other family members. Oh, and then the children can also go to pour one for the good one. Oh, and you can give a speech as well. And reading of the will. These two jackalope airheads thinking, I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna be so rich. And then little do they know, it's like, father left you with nothing, no money, nothing. And she's like, why are they arguing? I miss my dear papa. And it's like, ugh, I don't care. But looking back, it's more showing like this Sim story of like what was their childhood like with their father when they were younger. And so we have a brand new bucket list, and this sim is called Live's bucket list. And we can do everything when it comes to Soul's journey, and we can see what kind of things they want to discover before they kind of move on to the next life. So I guess throughout a Sim's life, they end up getting a thing called Soul's Journey. And throughout your Sim's soul, they are able to create a bucket list. Now, my curiosity though, after you find the Well of Longing and Regret, I wonder if you're able to like make your own bucket list like you can do in real life, or is it already set in stone? Because based off of Liv's bucket list, we have so many different options, whether she wants to like reconnect with her family, spend a day by herself, you know, scared the living. It's like, it's so nice to see how much you can do throughout your life, because you only live once, I feel, in The Sims, or multiple times, but there are certain goals and achievements you want to do before you get to a certain age or a certain milestone in your life. But also too, looking back at this dance, if you've ever seen the TV show Wednesday, and you know Wednesday Addams on Netflix, the dance is extremely just like that. And I feel like it's going to be really, really, really good to see what new dances we'll have. But also too, looking back at all of this in the background of the trailer, all the new build and buy objects are absolutely phenomenal. With this pack, you can combine it with like paranormal, Strangerville, vampires, because it has that similar style. And I, for one, am probably going to be using a lot of the new build and buy items, especially this portal, because I know this portal will probably be in debug, but probably won't be usable, but the general decoration is what I'm here for. But I do also like the fact that we're able to work with the Grim Reaper and be a Grim Turn, but also have the option to be a groundskeeper in a cemetery setting. But this trailer was so lighthearted, so sad, but also makes you feel happy at the same time to know that it's okay to move on. It's okay to see your loved ones at their gravesite, but knowing that they're at peace. But seeing this was Liv and her father and saying, I miss you so much. And then seeing her father right there as a ghost, he comes up and lifts off into the sky. And the fact that we are having reincarnation where you can be rebirthed into another sim is so stinking cool. It's like, embrace what's next. Your sim dies, they can become a ghost and move on to the afterlife, or they can be reincarnated into another sim. And the youngest life stage that we have is infants. And I thought about this for a while, thinking, what if your sim is like a vampire or a werewolf or an alien and they die? Do they get reincarnated into that like occult type, or do they get reincarnated into a human form? Possibilities are endless, but it would be really cool though if an alien, vampire, werewolf, or even spellcaster sim got reincarnated into their original occult type, you know? But with all that being said, we must read the blog post so we can get a little bit more information about what we're actually getting. Now, for this blog post, it says, Journey into the Great Unknown with the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Explore the beyond and reap the benefits of life well lived. Every ending means a new beginning, which begs the question, what awaits Sims in the beyond? This All Hallows Eve, we invite you to uncover the secret of the fuller Sims life and explore what lies behind the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Venture into the haunting realm of Ravenwood, where 3 district neighborhoods await exploration, each with its own connection to the shadowy passage between life and what's next. Your Sims will have a chance to craft a bucket list, resolve lingering unfinished business in the afterlife, wield new ghostly powers to unleash mayhem, kindness, or something in between, and even undergo a rebirth. So you can craft your own bucket list. I like that idea because sometimes, like, what if you want to have a baby, or if you want to set your house on fire, or steal an object from your neighbor? Like, little things that make your Sims more unique each and every day. New haunts and netherworldly neighbors. Allow us to welcome you to Ravenwood, where the veil between life and death is especially thin. Here you'll find 3 unique neighborhoods where Sims walk shoulder to shoulder with ghost Sims who have unfinished business. Either good business or bad business, you better watch out because it's gonna get a little bit crazy. Begin your Sims journey in Crow's Crossing, an eerie village rumored to be frequented by ghosts and regular hauntings. Venture down cobbled roads where you might discover local grave markers, meet the mysterious merchant peddling the assortment of curos and collectibles, or happened upon the Try Before You Die casket sale. Try Before You Die casket sale. I really want to know how that actually works because not only does a casket sound scary, but the Try Before You Buy sounds even scarier and also kind of weird. But it happens in real life where people go to like places to go test out a casket, pick out a casket before they die. It's a regular occurrence, a thing that happens, but it feels like the Try Before You Buy clothing from Amazon, but in The Sims 4. But instead, Try Before You Die. I like that. I'm going to utilize that a lot, probably. More than you think. Sims seeking Solons can visit the town cemetery, dabble with headstones and graves to pay respects to Sims who once walked these roads, and may still be doing so. Or disappear into the crypt to share a special moment with a lover, and tell ghostly stories. With the Ravenwood Family Day and Crow's Crossing celebration of the Life Festivals, haunted houses, and ghostly guarded wishing well, there are plenty to explore. Ooh! The fact there's a Ravenwood Family Day and Crow's Crossing celebration of festivals, that is so sinking nice. It reminds me of like playing through, like growing together, but also remembering Coco, the Pixar movie, where they had the celebration of life. And it's just like, it's so nice to know that family is being appreciated in a different way and remembering your loved ones. And this makes me really happy. It really, really does. Like, I really am gonna love this pack more than you think because I'm a family game player. And I find when there's family aspects added that expand on other packs like growing together, parenthood, seasons, like there's so many good, unique family features that we've got in the past that is going to only enhance people's everyday gameplay. And I think a lot of people are going to definitely use like the funerals event, probably using the tarot cards and the unfinished business, and even playing as a ghost. So there's so many possibilities that you can explore that, and it may help you explore it a little bit more differently if you just do it one by one rather than all at once, if you know what I mean. And the pack is not even out yet, and I still don't have any more information besides this blog post and the trailer, so my plans could probably change, but I don't think they probably will. For a slower pace, Sims can stroll the rolling hills and idyllic countryside of Whispering Glen. Steeped in ruins and rumors, it's a paradise for collectors and historians alike. Explore the local crypt, investigate the Turo Tome shrine at the base of the ruins, garden in the shared community plots, or gather collectibles. Whatever you do, stay until the moon rises. Each night, Whispering Glen hosts a local moon revealing festival where Sims can swim under the moonlight, share stories at a bonfire, and dance. Okay. Things get a little wild during the full moon where clothing is entirely optional. So I wonder though, if you have the werewolf pack and you go to this world, what happens? Like, can you like do extra stuff if you're a werewolf under the full moon in Whispering Glen and do all the little fun stuff? Because the fact that things get a little wild gives me ideas, but also some theories as well. There's something otherworldly about Morningvale. Maybe it's the way the wind howls through the moss-draped trees, the eerie clang of the bell tower at odd hours, or the sentient plants. No matter the reason, many ghosts choose to call this place home. The Grim Reaper even has been known to wander through the now and then. Here, Sims can take a dip into the baleful bong to have an out-of-body experience or transition into rebirth, partake in the local custom of the thin vessel, or make peace with their mortality at the Afterlife Anonymous meetup. Afterlife Anonymous, AA or ALA, Afterlife Anonymous meetup. Okay. Whatever happens, a trip to this neighborhood is sure to send a shiver down your spine. There's a lot to do in a Sim's lifetime and so little time. Keep track of everything Sims want to do to live their life to the fullest with Soul's Journey, an all-encompassing reward system uniting aspirations and wants. A Sim's soul journey allows them to achieve rewards as they fulfill goals, with the ultimate reward being the ability to rebirth a Sim with the special burning soul trait after their passing. Sims who are reborn after completing their soul's journey can unlock the past childhood development skills, traits, and infant milestones depending on the age they came back as. Ooh, okay. They may also find special ties to Sims from their past life. Ooh. Players can also ensure Sims achieve fulfillment by creating and completing their bucket lists. There are multiple ways for any young adult or older Sim to create a bucket list. If left alone, a Sim bucket list will naturally populate over time based off of their traits. Oh, For some Sims, leaving life behind is hard to do. With the new expansion pack, players can let their Sims linger on as a playable household member where they can wreak havoc on the living or lend a helping hand. Ghost Sims who build special connections with each other can also pair up for a special spectral woohoo inside objects of all shapes and sizes. Now that's done crazy and creepy. Like, what if you wanted to woohoo on a grave, or a plant, or a toilet, or a bookshelf? I'm like, these ghosts be freaky on the Friday night and not on a good term, because that's crazy. But also, new woohoo spots. We as Simmers love two things: a new death and a new woohoo spot. And so the Sims team was like, bet. We'll give you everything you want and more some. As Sims adjust to their playable Ghost Sims form, they can customize their looks and casts, build ghost powers, and even earn fear or goodwill essence from their interactions with the living to make simoleons. Yes, there is still room to grow in the afterlife. So basically, rags to riches, death edition. Your Sims ghosts have to earn their keep in the household, or they're gonna have to skedaddle and go to the great beyond, because if you ain't making the bank, you gots to go. Sims looking for a new line of work can now dabble in death with two new careers: the Reaper profession and the Undertaker career. In the Reaper's profession, Sims with the affinity for the afterlife can become Grim Turns and work their way up to Reaper as they make a career out of facilitating the next phase of a Sim's life. Work with Grim at the Netherworld Department of Death, or NWDD, and even head off into the field. Sims with the profession can experience Reaper training with all-around good guy training dummy Kenny. Now, what did Kenny do to you? Kenny has feelings. He may be dead. He may be a little bit of a dum-dum, but he has feelings, okay? Maintain Grimturn Sim's Scythe, practice reaping souls on practice dummies, and determine cause of death on reaped souls. At higher levels, Sims in this career can even determine which soul they will reap and which will they return to life. Once retrieved, souls can be placed in the Netherworld portal to meet a soul's quota. Grim turns who meet the soul quota are eligible to become a employee of the month. The Undertaker career is a classic career in which Sims will serve both the living and the dead. From grave digging to embalming, Sims who pursue a career in funeral industry ensure all Sims can move on in peace. Specializing in this before-after-life care prepares Sims for difficult moments like discussing the end-of-life services or contemplating existence. 6 feet in, they'll be rewarded with a plaque mask, a Murphy membrane bust, or a corpus commendation plaque to honor their achievements. There's also 2 branches that Sims can go down, either mortician or funeral director. But I also like the fact that kids can get involved and give a eulogy on the podium or a speech of some type, which is cute but also sad at the same time, because funerals are sad, but also can be a celebration of life at the same time. Honoring the dearly departed. Mortality in the afterlife can now impact the way Sims interact with the world around them to help create unexpected and exciting stories. Experience the Ghost Historian aspiration, unlock horror novels, and receive the Ghost Whisper reward trait. Visit any lot with the Hollow Grounds lot trait. Try any of the 3 new traits: Mocap, Chased by Death, and Skeptic. Delve into the Thantology skill, or experience Life and Death's new death type, Death by Murder of Crows. And if you don't know, a group of crows is called murder, so Death by Murder of Crows is actually real. There's a lifetime of stories to tell, and that is very true. It's like Gen 1 got attacked by a murder of crows, and Gen 3 is like, whatever happened to Aunt Shirley? And Gen 2 is like, oh yeah, Aunt Shirley got attacked by a murder of crows and did not live to tell the tale, and is no longer a ghost because she passed on and said, I'm out of here. This place is crazy. But honestly, do you blame Aunt Shirley? I wouldn't. If I got attacked by a murder of crows, I'd be like, skedaddle, peace out, Girl Scout, I'm done. To prepare for the departure from the realm of the living, Sims can create a will from the town hall in Crow's Crossing, via the computer or at the Family Day Festival. Through wills, Sims can assign heirlooms to specific individuals, leave personal notes, and emotional reactions for the loved ones reading the will. Specify how they want their remains to be handled, make funeral planning requests, and designate other Sims to care for their pets and children or children. If the entire household passed away, Sims can choose to donate their simoleons to charity or another known household. Wills can be updated at any point in a Sim's lifetime. I love that. So, for example, your sim writes a will when they're like a young adult or an adult, whatever. And life goes on. You meet your family, you meet some people, but you find out that Aunt Janet and cousin and Uncle Gerald, both same name, find out that they cheated on their spouses and significant other with other people that were not in the immediate family. And you're like thinking, they're all shady, they're all crazy, I'm writing you out of the will. And so when you pass away, someone reads the will. Let's say, cousin Jack reads the will for the whole house and saying, Aunt Shirley, you get nothing. Uncle and cousin Gerald, nothing. Who gets all the money and the penthouse? The dog. The dog gets some money in the penthouse and y'all get nothing. Because in my past life, I found out y'all were crazy, so you get Jack Doodly Squad. So always be kind to your loved ones, because if you're not, they might write you out of the will and you're left with nothing. At least in The Sims. Real life, I don't know. But this does actually add a lot of drama to family gameplay or just storytelling in general, writing wills and then figuring out who gets what and why, but then you can write them out of the will. Think of the drama. Like Nancy Landgraf and Jeffrey, they write their wills, but Malcolm gets nothing and gets all the money to Johnny Zest, the disowned child, because apparently Nancy has a, life experience and saying, you know what, maybe Johnny Zest should be part of our family, and maybe I should actually reconnect with him and give him what he needs and deserves. And what he really wants is someone to care for him, basically. But with some shmoney, as we all know. Losing someone is never easy, even for Sims. And the new expansion pack now allows Sims to experience 4 types of grief: denial, holding it together, anger, and blues. I will say my grief type is holding it together, because eventually I will hold it as long as I can, and then I'll end up becoming denial, anger, and then I'll just start crying out of nowhere. The grief type a Sim receives is based off of their traits and, if accessible, their relationship. Grief will also have their own set of behaviors for Sims to navigate and normally take hold after the mourning period is ended. But I do wonder though, how long is the mourning period? Not just death causes grief. Tough situations such as loss of family member or a close friend, divorce, getting fired from a career, or a loss of pet if you have horse ranch or cats and dogs. I'm not ready for that. Can trigger also grief. Sims experiencing grief can reach out for help from other Sims for comfort. They can also attend grief counseling. Sims can also console about death to other Sims or cope positively with grief by doing creative and productive activities while in the grieving process. When at a funeral, Sims can offer awkward sympathies or offer sympathetic jokes. That is so sad. Once Sims pass away, funeral events can be planned and held. When planning a funeral, players can choose which Sims attend and who the deceased is, the dress code, color for the guests to arrive in, pick from a variety of 14 different activities, and determine the location and time. Examples of some activities is giving a lighthearted eulogy, lighting candles, planting something, or serving food. Each funeral is unique, and sometimes ghost Sims may even appear at their own funeral. Once Sims pass away, funeral events can be planned and held. When planning a funeral, players can choose which Sims attend and who the deceased is. Dress code and color for the guests who arrive in, pick a variety of 14 different activities, and determine the location and time. Some of the activities are giving a lighthearted eulogy, lighting candles, planting something, or serving food. Each funeral is unique, and sometimes ghost Sims may even appear at their own funeral. That's scary, but also funny. It's like, haha, I died, or like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I just died. It's like that kind of reaction. Sims can also honor the dearly departed by setting a memorial display of portrait of the deceased, selecting which urn or tombstone they want, decorating a gravesite, leaving them a message on a special memorial statue, or by interring their urns in the crypt. My curiosity behind all of this for the funerals is that it's so well planned out. It reminds me of my wedding stories on how you were able to plan out your wedding from the beginning to the start, who the ring bearer was, who was the person who would give you away, all the guests, the dress code, the time, location, like everything about that was so well thought out. And the fact that we're able to plan a funeral how we want, from the dress code, location, time, who's invited, who's not, who died, and the activities alone, it makes the whole grieving process and the whole death experience more fun, I feel, because dying in The Sims 4 now is actually really boring because your Sims die and that's literally it. There's no funness to it. And having this expansion pack makes it more, I guess, in my way, of freeing and creative, where I can say they died, but I'm able to honor them in a great way, whether it's having a funeral or having a party or just making whatever they did in their life, in their living life, worth meaning something and add it to my bucket list. I will say this is probably one of my most used packs because I do a lot of family gameplay and legacy gameplay, that it's gonna be like up in my top 5 100% for sure, like right near Growing Together and Seasons and Parenthood, and also Discovery University and high school years. So basically Life and Death will probably be number 2, right there with Growing Together, because the milestones and Life and Death, there's a lot to unpack right then and there. But as always, I do hope you all enjoyed it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!